Good Monday morning, everybody. Forecaster Josiah Acheampong here with a brief weather update for you. As we take a look from our visible satellite, you'll notice we're going in between our frames there, but overall, what you will notice are the clouds and the dreary conditions from above. But what does it look like on the ground? Well, we'll begin in Hereford, where some areas are seeing overall just let me get there. There we go. Beginning actually in Follett, where we are dealing with damp and dreary conditions current at this current moment. But over in Hereford, that's where we're seeing the drier conditions, but we're seeing the overcast and blanketed clouds as they begin their day. Again, taking a look over in Hereford, where we are noticing the raindrops on the lens, the damp roads, and the overcast conditions. It is a damp and dreary start for them over in the Northeast Panhandles region. And that's because we are starting to see some of the heaviest batches of rain make their way over portions of Beaver and Lipscomb County at this hour. The heaviest batches of rain, most of it at least, has finally made its way over into portions of Oklahoma. That's good news. But again, this is kind of the last batch of the heaviest rain that has moved through. We do have an aerial flood watch that's in effect until 1 p.m. Central Time that includes portions of Hansford, Beaver, Texas, and Lipscomb County as well. And again, that'll last until 1 p.m. Central Time. We picked up a decent amount of rain, at least from our radar estimated rainfall. What you'll notice is that the bulk of the rain fell just along the Oklahoma Texas border, but Guyman managed to pick up just over 1.25 inches of rain. Perryton just shy of an inch of rain. But you can see all those deep reds and yellows there indicating some decent rainfall. And it looks like the worst of it just missed us to our east, especially if you're talking about downtown Amarillo specifically. Now, as we look at our temperatures, currently temperatures mainly in the 60s, a couple 70s in there, 67 as you begin in Amarillo, 62 in Clayton, 71 in Clovis, and the pair of sixes for Shamrock at this hour. Now, if you are trying to plan to get some yard work done this morning, temperatures are going to begin in the 60s. We try and warm up as we head throughout the morning, but that all depends on the amount of cloud cover we have. If this blanket of cloud cover kind of sticks around through the morning hours and even into the afternoon hours, our temperatures might struggle to get deeper into the 80s as we have forecasted. But as it stands right now, the forecast expects some of those clouds to break apart and temperatures to respond nicely, at least for today. But let's time out our next rain chance as we do have some additional heavy rain on the way. Starting off with Monday morning, we're clearing out with those clouds, temperatures making it into the 80s. A couple places can get stuck in the 70s, however. As we head over into dinner time, that's when we could see a batch of heavy rain make its way off the Santa Crista Mountains, making its way over into portions of eastern New Mexico around dinner time. Tucumcari, Clayton, you might be noticing some heavy rain making their way through your area. That rain finally makes its way over into the Panhandles region. This is midnight Tuesday. Heading into Tuesday, we notice some of that rain finally making its way over into the Panhandles region. But you'll also notice the cooler temperatures in the 50s overnight. You begin your day, could be starting out with a damp commute similar to today, but for a wider portion of the area. But the problem is that cloud cover sticks around, and depending on if that cloud cover really hovers, temperatures can struggle to leave the 60s in some cases. However, we do expect our temperatures to try and moderate the best they can, maybe making it into the 70s at best in most places. We do have some isolated storm chances as we head into Tuesday evening, especially over portions of eastern New Mexico. Some of that moisture is attempting to make its way over into the northern panhandles region. Again, that can't be ruled out. Wednesday, starting out with some cloud cover. We try to break the clouds as we head into the afternoon hours and the evening hours. Now, how much rain, additional rain at least, can we expect? Well, as it stands right now, our model is indicating some areas can pick up an additional half inch to up to an inch of rain being possible for areas that don't even need it. Perryton can, in fact, pick up an additional inch and a half of rain on top of the almost inch of rain that they've already received with today's rainfall. So, not all good news in certain cases, but with all this rain, that's going to lead to some flooding concerns. In fact, portions of eastern New Mexico, you're going to have some of the um, highest concerns for flooding, as well as the northeastern panhandles region, including portions of Beaver County. You're also going to be included in that medium risk. And as we head into Tuesday, that risk kind of isolates itself over into portions of eastern New Mexico, mainly Union County, who can tap into that. But the area at large still has a low isolated chance for some flooding concerns as well, especially if we're talking about poor drainage, low-lying areas, and uh, flooding prone areas that could receive some of those flooding concerns. Now, as we head into midweek, we'll have a weak area of high pressure that'll try to develop a ridge, and that'll try and protect us from additional rainfall as we head into the day Wednesday and Thursday. But as we try and close out the week, we'll have a trough try to make its way down into the area heading into the weekend. And with that shortwave trough, that'll introduce some stormier conditions as well as possibly cooler conditions as we head into the weekend, again, giving us some unsettled weather. But for tonight, temperatures are going to be fair. Temperatures making it into the 60s and 50s, cooler than what we expect tomorrow. We're expecting cooler and cloudier conditions. Temperatures, again, struggling to leave the 60s in some case. Perryton, Guyman, Boise City, you can get stuck into the 60s, but our warmer spots, of course, are going to be the farther south you are. Portions of Cottle County there, Paducah coming in at 81 degrees, possible 80 in Clovis and 82 in Portales. So not everyone's going to be, stuck in the 70s and 60s, but it will be cooler overall across the board, especially compared to average, when our high temperature for this time of year is 90 degrees. As we take a look at our 7-day tracker, you'll notice a roller coaster of temperatures, for lack of a better term. Today, 87 is your forecasted high. Heading into tomorrow, temperatures can get stuck in the 60s and 70s before we try and moderate Wednesday and Thursday, but cooling down as we head into the weekend as we take a look at that shortwave trough trying to make its way into the area, increasing our rain chances in the process. Make sure that you are staying weather aware. Again, we are on a heightened risk for some flooding concerns, especially over portions of eastern New Mexico, as well as portions of eastern Panhandles region, including the Oklahoma Panhandle, more specifically Beaver County. So make sure that you are staying weather aware. Again, we are live later today at 11 a.m. Hope to see you there. Otherwise, take care and have a great rest of your day.